everyone. Thank you so much for being here for episode 7 of The Philosophy of Her. Today we're going to discuss feminine power and what it truly means for Bellara philosophy. Thank you for joining me. So, to begin with our sweet Belle here that has decided to enter into the conversation as she likes to do, femininity in Bellara philosophy is so important and so specific because it is female embodiment, it is feminine intuition, it is self-trust. It is the power that you hold within yourself, as all women do, to embrace your softness, and not see it as weakness. Currently, the problem that we are running into is that our society really congratulates constant output and not receptive receiving. And over time, what that's going to lead is to burnout. And what that will do over time is make you exhausted, overstimulated, not really wanting to figure out who you are as a woman and follow your dreams and really put into effect the steps that you can take to reach your goals and things like that over time. And that's something that you really need to really be in check on when it comes to your self-care journey. If you continuously put out energy, your masculine energy out constantly, your aggression, your constant movement, not stopping to rest, not taking a breath to enjoy the beauty that we have within our world. And it's going to be self-destructive for you. So that's where that balance of masculine and feminine energy is going to really come into play when you learn how to balance that out within yourself, within your mind, within your body, and within your heart and soul. And that is a beautiful thing. It's the divinity of both of the energies within yourself. And whenever you learn how to self-mastery both of these within yourself, you will become a very powerful being within your life. And that's so wonderful. And I'm so grateful that we do live in a country and a time where we are able to embrace that beauty within ourselves and put it out there into the world and let yourself shine. And it's quite a magical experience for you. So another wonderful thing about feminine power within yourself is that it is a calm confidence. It is an embodiment. It's grace under pressure. It's having self-respect for yourself. It's having emotional intelligence enough to really figure out what your triggers are, what inner healing that you need to do for yourself, what steps that you need to take in order to change your life in the way that you want it to be like. Who do I want to be? What kind of woman do I want to be remembered as? What can I do to help change my community? What can I do to help change the area of my work environment? Things like that. And that becomes over time who you become. And when you begin to really think about the person that you want to be and you embody that woman, that is going to be such a strength and such a skill for you. Another topic that I'd like to intertwine when it comes to feminine power is the masculine side of your power as well, which is the output. So, a side story for myself, a problem that I had to master within myself over time was I had lived a lot of my life in survival mode and feeling as though I always had to be on point with things, especially in my work environment and especially in my personal life. I always showed up for people who needed me right then and there. I would drop everything and go immediately to fix or do or help or anything like that. And I also had a lot of anger issues that I had to work on as well within myself and really deep dive into that. And I also come from a family line of anger problems. And unfortunately, when you have a child that has Irish descent and anger problems and doesn't know how to control it, it's very destructive. And I had come to learn, especially around high school when the hormones are moving and everything's kind of changing, I didn't know we had to calm it within myself. And that is something I had to self-teach myself as a adult. I have really calmed down a lot over the years. Fun little fact: I tended to get into bar fights with the bouncers and and be just very aggressive in things. And over time, I really came to realize that that's not who I want to be. I don't want to be an angry woman. I don't want to be constantly upset about things that really at times are out of my control. And also family cycles that were placed upon me that were not my burdens to carry any longer. And whenever I had started my self-care journey, I pieced that together. So what that helped me do is learn how to be calm and receptive and rest and take things slowly. That helps you see from a lot of different perspectives, especially within your life and with the people around you. And it is going to be very beneficial for you. So the practices that I harness within my own life, what I do whenever I feel angry or just in a very aggressive mood, I turn on actually Cardi B, I turn on Megan Thee Stallion, I turn on Doja Cat, and I dance. That is how I get how I'm feeling. If it's anger or aggression or anything like that, I dance. And that helps me keep everything kind of in check, especially so I don't go out and start screaming at people for absolutely no reason, because we don't need any more of that. There's already enough of that going on right now. So I handle that on my own within my own space. And how I balance my feminine side is I love to read. I love to take baths. I love to have still moments in the morning with my cat and my morning prayer with God. And that brings me back to my softness and my receptivity and my receptive energy. Over time, you will begin to learn what helps you balance out. Whenever it comes to aggression, you can exercise, which is obviously another huge helpful resource for you. Or go to those places that they let you just beat the crap out of things and everything like that. It's all up to you, and things that help you feel good and help calm that aggression or that anger or anything within yourself. Also, writing. Writing is very good for letting out how you're feeling. And writing is also very good for what you want in your life. Take some time out at least once a week to write out how you're feeling and have that on one page. And then maybe on the other page have things you're grateful for, your gratitude page, what you want for your life, what changes that you want to make. You have to let that energy out. It's not meant to stay in your mind or your body, because over time what that's going to do if you don't let it out, it builds, and then you're even in more of a rut than you deserve to be. And so you have to put in the work in order for you to get to where it is that you want to be. And so another thing that I just would really like to make note of is having grace under pressure whenever it comes to this self-care journey. Because you're going to have a lot of eyes on you. People are really going to take notice on how you're changing, and your movement changes, your attitude changes, and a lot of people aren't going to like that, and that's okay. You are doing what is best for you in your life and changing the things that you want to change within your life. So a moment in time that I had whenever it came to my feminine power and my intuition and having self-confidence and self-trust within myself was when I sat and rested and reflected on my life. And this really opened up a door, because I had realized when I took a big look back on my life was that everything always worked out for me in the way that it needed to. So what that did was give me the confidence to quit my full-time job and chase my dreams. And that is such a magnificent thing that you can embrace within yourself. It's very scary, don't get me wrong. There are times where you look back and you're just like, holy crap, I really did this or that, or said that to that person, or things like that over time. So, a reason Bellara philosophy is so passionate when it comes to being rooted in feminine power is that it's mainly talking about the embodiment of being the woman that you want to become. It's about having the intuition and following that to guide you where you are meant to go and where your purpose is and what your mission is within your own life. And that is going to be such a game changer for you. My belief whenever it comes to our feminine power and our feminine intuition is that it has been so diluted. We live in a time and a society where we feel as though we're unable to have true answers within ourselves, and that we always need physical evidence or physical proof of things, and they make you feel as though you have to always question yourself, and it's exhausting over time. It's I feel this, I feel guided to go this way, and it's questioned. And sometimes you don't need to answer those questions. Sometimes you go with where your heart guides you. And actually, that's a really big lesson from one of my favorite movies. That's Land Before Time. And his mom, says, follow your heart. It will guide you. And that is something that I've really learned to carry on this journey myself, is follow your heart. Follow with where it guides you. And I believe another thing that has really diluted feminine power and feminine intuition, and I'm sorry, I'm just very passionate about this topic, and I believe we've been medicated to feel powerless whenever it comes to following our intuition. And I also feel that it's a form of control, because they don't want us to be powerful. They don't want us to be magnetic. They do not want us to achieve outstanding things that the world probably needs right now and for the future. And that is just my belief. I actually was on an IUD for some time, and also after being diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder from a toxic relationship, I was on medication for some time. I went to therapy and did everything the way you're supposed to. And after some time, after being on these things, I really began to take notice of how my brain was feeling. It was foggy. I second guessed a lot of things, and I also really sat down with myself and asked if this was stuff that I really needed to put within my body anymore, and the answer was no. I had gotten to a point within my life that I was truly happy with everything, because I had learned how to have gratitude for the very small things that we are truly so honored to have in life. A home to live in, a pet to have, a spouse who supports you and loves you and listens to you and is patient with you. Being grateful to have a car to get me from point A to point B. Very small things. And my suggestion to you when it comes to feminine power and where to begin with that is practicing gratitude every day. I wake up and I have my morning prayer with God and my mom every day, and I let them know how grateful I am for the things that they have given me. And sometimes it can be a very small gratitude, and sometimes it can be very big. I am grateful for even just being alive and being able to breathe and being able to sit here and follow my dreams and do what it is that I love every day. And that's something that I let them know I'm grateful for. And that's a very big thing whenever you start to practice gratitude. And another suggestion is having a journal and practicing every day what you're grateful for. Whether it's one line, whether you fill up a whole page, it's all up to you. We live in such a time and a world that just constantly gives us whatever we want, honestly. Amazon, Netflix, things like that. And it's And we forget what we truly should be grateful for, which is existing, which is breathing, which is the food that we're able to have on our table or in our pantry. Practicing gratitude is a very big power that you can have and you can practice. And it helps you learn how to really be grateful for many things within your life. And it's very important. The end goal that Bellara philosophy is going to have for you in your feminine power are wonderful, healthy traits that you have within yourself, which is emotional intelligence, grace under pressure, self-trust, and learning how to set boundaries without being aggressive. And those are just wonderful skills that you are going to be able to have within yourself and within your life. One major thing that you can do for yourself to gain that quiet confidence that you can have and that peace within yourself that you can have is by starting to have small goals each day that give you that little boost of confidence and that little flicker of light that can begin to grow over time. Whenever you start with these small little goals and these little achievements that you know that you can get, it will make you feel so good, and it'll make you feel, oh, I can do bigger this time, or I can create bigger goals for myself. And then you begin to really achieve those things and become bigger and bigger and bigger within your life. And it's such a fun adventure for you to go on. And it's so healthy for you too, to also have something to look forward to and to change and to evolve. And that's what Bellara philosophy is all about, is evolving and changing and embodying within yourself who you are meant to be and what you are meant to do within this life. And I think that's such a wonderful opportunity for women to have. And I think it's such a wonderful united thing that can really grow into something beautiful and change the world in the way that it needs to, especially for our future generations and for the girls that we are able to show them how to be a natural beauty, how to love ourselves even through our mistakes and our traumas and hardships and obstacles that we had to face. And not everything needs to be so aggressive and negative and comparison and many other challenges that we are facing today. So I am going to go ahead and end that episode today. Sweet girl looks like she's ready for her morning food. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that. But if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to us on TikTok at Bellara Philosophy on TikTok and Instagram. And also, if you haven't already and you like what you see, please be sure to subscribe. And we are here to just have a fun time and talk about self-care and why it is so important for women today in the modern age. So we welcome you again to subscribe, and we thank you so much for being here, and we hope you have just a wonderful and outstanding and graceful day for yourself. Have a great one.